Hello, great people. There was confusion, tension, pandemonium, call it anything you like, in Bauchi State recently as the Deputy Governor, Auwal Jatau, reportedly slapped Tinubu's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Tuggar. You know those kind of factory research slap. You know when you are misbehaving, when you have been doing a lot of things and people are looking at you then, when they feel that, oh, your cup is now full and they decide to give you those kind of factory reset slap. You know that there are slaps and there are slaps. The factory reset slap that instantly it will reset your brain. The Vice President Kashim Shettima was there and it was reported that even the Vice President was shocked. He was looking at where did that kind of slap came from. Well, this is one of the perfect example of if you are looking for an instance of violence in high places. Violence in high places, well, this is a perfect example. How did it happen? Why did it happen? What is going on between the Bauchi State government and the Tinubu government? We'll be dissecting all these issues. What is the implication in 2027? What is actually going on between the governor and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Tuggar? And also, how did the Deputy Governor got involved? We'll be dissecting all this and a whole lot more on this episode with your show plug, Dr. Omosoladeji. Well, how did this thing happen? Let me tell you how it happened. There was a wedding in Bauchi State, the wedding of one of the former governors in Bauchi State. So while they were coming from the airport, the slap reportedly happened in a bus. Now, don't ask me where the video is because some of you like gossip so much that if anything happens, you'll be asking me for the impossible. If there were dignitaries in a bus, how do you expect that, the videos will be out? It didn't happen in a hall. It was in a bus, and definitely the dignitaries won't be filming themselves because in that bus was reportedly the Vice President and a whole lot of dignitaries. Senators were there, members of House of Representatives, a lot of people were in that bus. Those long buses that politicians used to use when they have an occasion. And while it happened in the bus, the bus was conveying them from the Bauchi airport to the occasion of the wedding of the former governor of Bauchi State. Now, the governor, Bala Mohammed, and the minister have been at loggerheads. They are political enemies. They are the type that they don't see themselves eyeball to eyeball. And how did this happen? Well, your guess is as good as mine. The strained relationship between them, went worse after Tinubu became president. Now, the reason why they are fighting right now is mainly because of Tinubu. They've been at loggerheads, and I will break it down for you. Now, you remember the tax reform bill. You will recall that the northern leaders were against the tax reform bill, both from the APC and from the PDP. But then, the minister, Ambassador Tuggar, was in support of it, apparently because of his loyalty to his minister. He cannot oppose the policy of a government that he is serving in. And there's one thing about the Tinubu government. One thing about the Tinubu government is that, they value you more when you know how to attack people. You see, if people attack the Tinubu government and you want to prove that you are a loyalist of Bala Tinubu, especially if you are one of his appointees, one of the ways that you can use to gain good recognition with the Tinubu government is how good you can shred real and imaginary enemy of the president. So when Governor Bala Mohammed, came for Bala Tinubu and he opposed the tax reform bill, Ambassador Tuggar, who is representing Bauchi State in the Federal Executive Council, came after the governor. That no, the tax reform bill is one of the best things that has ever happened to Nigeria, and it will not be at a disadvantage to the North. And that went back and forth between them. In fact, I've seen the minister, Ambassador Tuggar, on TV before, where he was speaking about the governor of his state, Bala Mohammed, and I can tell you that it took his time to shred the governor to pieces. You know what they call shredding? He shred the governor to pieces, and that has been an issue between them. Now, something happened in March, and I will tell you. Something happened in March, which is there was an event in the state, and the minister was sent to represent Bala Tinubu. The governor was the chief host. It was, I think, as regards an irrigation project. The governor was to be there, and the minister was to be there. The governor was the chief host. The minister avoided that particular event just to make sure that he avoid the governor. He avoided that event just so that he will not come out eye to eye with the governor. So you can imagine that the minister couldn't even appear at an event where the governor was the chief host. Now, the root cause of this crisis, I've told you, is politics dominance, and ego. Now, that is the summary of all this. You can pinpoint politics, you can pinpoint dominance, and also you can pinpoint ego. Now, I will read you something for you to know how deep this crisis is. I want to read you the statement of Adam Tuggar. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. Now, Adam Tuggar is the son of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Tuggar. Now, this statement by Adam Tuggar contains a lot, and I must tell you that there are some words there that may not be palatable to your ears, but I need to read it out to you just so that you know how deep the root of the crisis is, and you will better understand why slaps was reportedly flying everywhere in the bus. Well, I must add that particular day, the governor had an altercation with the minister, Ambassador Tuggar, and when he had that altercation with the minister, the deputy governor was reportedly siding his principal. So it wasn't really a direct confrontation between the deputy governor that slapped the minister and the minister. No, the deputy governor, Auwal was supporting his principal, the governor, but maybe Bala Mohammed was being too slow, so the deputy governor just came and give him twice that, my friend, behave yourself, and that was how it happened. Now let us go to the statement of Adam Tuggar, the son of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Tuggar. Is well loaded. Be prepared. Now let's go. It says, when power breeds arrogance and corruption. I have never engaged in political discussions on any cyberspace until now. However, the recent shameful act by the sports brat son of Bauchi State Governor and his media dogs has compelled me to throw some tantrums. This will also be the last time I will be addressing something like this on Facebook. Honestly, I have never seen an educated illiterate like him. Spreading such baseless rumors only proves to me that he has not changed. I am not surprised, considering he once abused and trolled highly respected individuals like Atiku Abubakar simply because they had political differences with his father. And let me take a pause and point out something there. Samsidin Bala Mohammed, who happens to be the son of the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, you will recall that he recently, make a public outcry, should I say, that he would not, and his father and his political machinery will make sure that Atiku Abubakar do not win presidential election in Nigeria because Atiku was opposed his father. And that is what Adam Tuggar, the son of the minister, is referring to here. Let's continue the reading. You came out of nowhere and opened that filthy contraption of a buccal cavity, spewing your stinking, poorly constructed Hausa writing just to insult him. Regarding the matter currently trending, I can beat my chest and say confidently that even if the fabricated story were true, I assure you, if it had been your father who slapped Ambassador Tuggar, he would have gone home with a bleeding mouth and nose, let alone an incapacitated deputy governor like Jatau. You can see the strong words that are used in the statement of the son of the minister, Ambassador Tuggar. Now, let's continue the reading. We all know that politics is a no man's land. However, the Tuggar you are trolling on Facebook is the son of grassroots politician with his father serving as a senator during Nigeria's Second Republic. Where was your grandfather then? You heard that? You heard that? Where was your grandfather then? Who was he? What contributions did he make to the development of Bauchi State, let alone Nigeria at large? We all know that politics is a no man's land. However, the Tuggar you are trolling on Facebook is the son of a grassroots politician. I think I've read that. For the record, Tuggar, like other potential gubernatorial aspirants, has not even officially shown interest in the state's highest political office. So why the unnecessary noise and attention seeking? Your father has more pressing issues. That's the governor. Your father has more pressing issues to address. He should focus on the affairs of Bauchi State instead of diverting the masses' attention and fabricating and spreading such stories in the media. No wonder you indulge in this act of stupidity. After all, both you and your father, from whom you inherited this shamelessness. Ooh, you heard that. You just heard that. That is the son of the minister, referring to the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, and his son as shameless. He said, your father, from whom you inherited this shamelessness, have served time in prison after his tenure as FCT minister, looting and squandering the state resources, looting and squandering the state treasury clearly runs in your blood. Next time when two elephants are fighting, learn to zip that hole on your face you call a mouth. Otherwise, you will continue to squander the little respect you have in the Bauchi political arena. I found it necessary to read this statement out to you, and you can see the well-loaded statement. That's why at the beginning of this video I said, if you are looking for violence in high places, this is a perfect example of violence in high places. But what I can say is that the people of Bauchi State elected Bala Mohammed to provide the dividend of democracy, not to be fighting. And also, Bola Tinubu appointed the Minister of Foreign Affairs to make sure that Nigeria's foreign relations is going smoothly to the benefit of Nigerians, not to be fighting all over the place. And if you look at it, on the foreign affairs level, Nigeria's foreign policy, international relations, and diplomacy needs direction. You will recall that, Nigerians have been suffering some things in the international arena. For instance, in terms of visa, in terms of people that want to get, one job or document or the other in the international scene. Maybe because of the Bola Tinubu's, drug issue, it has brought Nigeria's reputation down to the lowest low in the international arena. This is what Tuggar and his likes should be focusing on, and not to be fighting all over the place. But then, if their fight will bring greatness, will bring succum, will bring prosperity to Nigeria and the people of Bauchi State, if their fight will lead to the exposure of more secret, may they continue fighting. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.